you can hold hostage a person with trust. Meaning, if you break my trust and sabihin ko sa'yo, you have to earn my trust, ang hirap gawin nun. Kasi lahat ng gagawin mo, pagdududahan ko.
Yes,
Kasi feeling
yes.
ko, you're just trying to gain my trust lang naman ulit. Tapos, I can keep raising yung bar in the sense na you will never earn my trust. We've been hurt so much. And because of the hurt, ang nangyayari, we build more walls. And then, we become more protective sa sarili natin. So, walls are there to keep somebody away.
Okay.
Distance. Pagka nag-build ka ng emotional wall, it's made up of unresolved issues like anger, hurt.
So, parang ang dami players that you have to peel. In this episode, this is gonna be interesting kasi we are going to talk about relationships. I understand how deeply connected it is sa mental health ng isang tao whenever you are in a relationship, like how you act, how it affects you. So, we're going to understand the topics that revolve around yung how does it affect your mental well-being, how you can also take care of yourself while you are in the relationship. And I have with me a personal development and relationship coach. Siguro nakita niyo siya across social media platforms because nandun din siya. You can find his name, Anton M. Reyes, sa TikTok.
When I started to do coaching, sobrang daming marriages of boyfriend-girlfriend relationships na may emotional wall. And hindi lang nila alam. And then whenever I teach about emotional walls, isa yun sa mga aha moments ng mga tao. Na parang wait lang, yan yung nangyayari sa amin. Kasi it's not only between couples, it also happens between parents and yung children nila.
Is it similar to avoidance, emotional wall, or different siya?
This is how I see it, no? So,
Mental health ka dyan.
Can you give us like a quick intro of your experience? Paano kayo napunta sa relationship topics as a coach?
yeah, so as a coach, yung pinanggalingan ko talaga kasi, I used to be a pastor. Most of my life, actually 17 years as a local missionary pastor. So I used to, hindi lang ako yung nasa isang place. So I traveled from one place to another. We used to plant churches. Ang problem ko during that time, and this is connected sa pagiging relationship coach ko. So we ended up in a place sa Bicol, beautiful place. Pero we spent 10 years doon. And yung wife ko and I, we were newly married. 10 years kami sa Bicol without any, not much support and accountability kasi yung family namin nandito.
Oh.
Walang internet doon sa place and phone signal mahina. Pwede naman tumawag pero alam mo yung naghahanap ka pa ng signal. Para
Anong
lang,
year po to?
Between 2005 to 2015 yan.
Oh, okay.
No, so, and while there, ang ganda ng build, yung ministry namin was growing really well. But unfortunately, yung relationship namin started to suffer. Kasi yung wife ko, after a few years there, so we had our firstborn daughter and hindi ko alam na may postpartum depression siya.
Oh.
And wala akong idea no, during that time na ganun yung nangyayari. So, ako, I just kept doing what I knew I should do, yung responsibilities ko sa church and things like that. Pero may mga needs pala yung wife ko that I was not meeting anymore. And eventually, it caused what I call an emotional wall between us that lasted for 11 years.
Grabe, 11 years.
So yung 11 years na emotional wall na yan, talagang patagal kami ng patagal. Di ba most relationships, supposedly, ideally, the longer you stay together, the closer you become. Pero pag may emotional wall sa relationship niyo, patagal kayo ng patagal magkasama, the more you drift away from each other. And ganun yung nangyari sa amin. And I'm very open about this. And yung wife ko rin naman is open about this. Hindi namin siya kinakahiya kasi it's really part of our story. Umabot kami sa point that we became unfaithful. We basically cheated on each other. And again, pastor ako. So the shame of that happening and everything, I actually tried to not really hide it, but I tried to fix it muna by myself, hoping na kung I knew it was gonna come out someday. Kasi alam mo, parang I've been reading the Bible and I've seen this happen. Ilang taon ko na to ginagawa. I know this will come out. Pero I was hoping, Lord, sana hindi naman while it's happening. So I tried, again, yung pride mo na umiral na, no, I'll try to fix this. Kaso yun nga, when you try to fix things by yourself, sometimes, palala ng palala yung situation.
So, ano po example ng way ninyo na finix nyo siya?
Like yung literally ayusin ko yung sarili ko. I'll try to have more self-control. Ayusin ko yung relationship ko kay Lord.
I
I'll
see.
fix my relationship with my wife. Try to communicate more. Kaso wala nga eh. Especially when there's a wall between you. Kahit anong communication ninyo distorted na eh, na may misinterpret parate. So we just kept suffering and going down until the point nga na yun, I really had to step down as a pastor. Sabi ko, okay, anong gagawin ko? But at the same point na I had to step down as a pastor, I had to face na yung reality na I need to confess sa wife ko and siya rin, umamin
Oh my
na rin sa akin.
gosh.
So, plus kung pastor ka pala, para alam lang ninyo lahat. We also had to do public confession. So, kung nakakahiya yun, no?
Yeah.
For like facing hundreds
For
of
like
people.
a pastor talaga po. Kasi
No.
meron siyang
Yeah,
parang
pero-
people look up to you.
Pero tama lang din naman yun, no? But unfortunately, yun nga sa amin, we had to face yung reality na ito na yung kalagayan ng relationship namin. We had 2 kids na at that time. So, anong gagawin namin? Parang we talked about it. Are we gonna stay this way or ayusin ba natin? Kasi we already have 2 beautiful daughters. So, both of us decided, and I would say by God's grace, nag-decide kami na, okay, well, let's work on the relationship. And yun, so we really focused hard on fixing the relationship, fixing ourselves din, primarily, para maging okay yung relationship. And since then, we were able to not really rebuild the trust kasi yung ginawa namin, we gifted each other yung trust. Yun ang tawag ko eh. Nirigalo na lang namin sa isa't isa. Kasi ano pa yung magiging basis namin?
Yeah.
'Di ba, of trust. Kasi from konting sharing lang sa inyo, no, something that I've learned, you can hold hostage a person with trust. Meaning if you break my trust and sabihin ko sa'yo, you have to earn my trust, ang hirap gawin nun. Kasi ang mangyayari, lahat ng gagawin mo, pagdududahan ko.
Yes,
Kasi feeling
yes.
ko, nagpapaano ka. Sa
Especially if
pogi
may
points
nangyari
lang
na.
naman yan. Eh. Parang ganon, di ba? You're just trying to gain my trust lang naman ulit. Eh. Hindi ako sure kung okay ba yung ginagawa mo
okay.
o
So may
hindi.
judgment na siya.
Tapos, I can keep raising yung bar in the sense na you will never earn my trust. Para kang parati may utang na loob sa akin.
Oh, I
And nakakapagod yun in a relationship. First of all, how can you rebuild a relationship like ours if walang trust from the get-go? So, nag-decide kami, okay, if itutuloy natin to, we can't do this without trust. So, it's a risk to trust someone again,
Yes.
pero we decided na the risk is worth it
Yes.
for each other.
Pero ang hirap na lalo na may nangyari na
Yeah,
ng
may
ganon.
nangyari na. Pero ano ba yung choice namin, di ba?
To
So,
stay.
it's either babalik lang kami sa dating habits namin of no trust, no like this, or we completely reset everything and take the risk of gifting each other yung trust. And para sa akin, that was one of the most beautiful decisions na nagawa namin.
Oh.
Kasi when you gift someone your trust, ito yung difference niya. Everything na gagawin niya is now out of appreciation kasi alam niya he or she doesn't deserve it. So like sa akin, niregalo niya yung trust sa akin. Okay, I'll choose to trust you again. Alam mo, we never checked each other's phones or after that.
Okay.
So, sa akin naman, parang okay, out of gratitude, parang ito na yung behavior ko ngayon.
Oh.
'Di ba? It's everything that I do is out of gratitude kasi I don't have to earn the trust.
Oh, I see.
Nagets mo yung difference?
Yeah. So yung earning of trust, actually, nga no, parang wow, kasi nga, especially if nasira na yung trust mo, initially, kumbaga, ang reflex ng tao is you have to earn the trust and you have to work hard for it. Pero sa inyo po, walang ganung nangyari na you have to work hard for it. Talagang binigay nyo na
Yeah.
lang out of appreciation.
Yeah, and also, pero ito naman yung nun. Kasi both of us really decided na, okay, wala tayo tatago. And we told each other, okay, if you want to say anything else, sige, sabihin mo. Kung sa pa, safe space, no judgment, we just want to clear everything out so that we can rebuild again. So, warning lang din sa lahat.
Yes.
Kung may nagawa ka ng mali, di ba? And may chance ka to fix it, better start with complete honesty
Yeah.
with each other. Kasi alam nga naman, ito na nga yung chance mo, magtatago ka pa.
Yes.
Lalabas lang din naman yung truth eventually. So sa amin, we just decided, okay, let's bring it all out. And then from here onwards, okay, I give you my trust, She gave me my trust. And then, yun na yun. From there, it's so easy to build a relationship when you gift someone the trust kasi hindi mo na pinagdududahan yung mga ginagawa niya. Plus, once you gift someone your trust, it's now my responsibility to deal with my own negative thoughts towards that person.
Kasama po yung
Oo.
gano'n.
Kasi pag nagsabi ako, sige, I choose to trust you. Anytime na may aangat sa isip ko na
Yes,
temptation, negative thought na baka ganito ginagawa niya, kailangan ko labanan yun.
Yes.
Bakit? Kasi I chose to trust her.
Yeah.
It's my responsibility now to also manage my thoughts and my emotions according to my decision. Mas mature siya na way of trusting.
Yeah.
And siya naman, kailangan din niya i-manage yung behavior niya na wait lang, pinagkatiwalaan ng ako. I shouldn't be doing this. I shouldn't be doing that. We should be more careful. Plus, one thing that really helped us rebuild was isa sa mga una namin ginawa was to look for accountability right away. Kasi ang mistake ko before is I tried to fix it by myself. This time around, naintindihan ko na okay, hindi talaga siya kaya. And hindi siya, alam mo yun, hindi siya sustainable to try to fix things by yourself. So, I look for accountability and we have an accountability group kasi we joined the church that has strong accountability group. So, may couples group doon, sumali kami agad. It really helped build yung marriage namin. And since then, until now, wala kaming any conflict at all actually. Few disagreements pero never escalated into the point na conflict siya. Kasi
that's nice.
at that point, ano pa yung pag-aawayan mo? So, sorry, ang haba ng intro ko doon pero I think it's important for people to understand na when that happened and naging sobrang ganda ng relationship namin mag-asawa, like we're still growing. It's not perfect pero grabe yung improvement.
Yeah.
In a couple of months and years lang from there. So sabi ko, why not share what I know and what yung experience namin plus yung experience ko of dealing with people for 20 plus years at that time. So I started sharing started sa YouTube first and then eventually sa TikTok. TikTok is the one that really gave me a platform. So nag-grow yung channel ko in 3 months to about 100,000 followers during that time. Ngayon medyo mas nag-slow down na pero it really grew fast, ang daming nakaka-relate.
Yeah.
And then yun, parang it was a natural progression to just focusing on, or one of my main focuses as a coach became relationship coaching. But I also do workshops on a lot of other topics, from leadership to but on a personal level, I do relationship coaching talaga.
Okay, that's nice. So, parang ang daming mga layers that you have to peel dun sa nangyari sa inyo. Pero one thing I'd like to bring up din, kasi na-mention nyo kanina na parang fixing yourself, parang it was not enough during that time. Pero ngayon, di ba, parang merong mga content din na parang you can fix yourself, ganyan, you can do it alone. So how is it different from fixing yourself, knowing that you can heal yourself versus allowing other people to step in and also help you fix yourself before we connect it to mental health?
I think one thing na magandang isipin ng mga tao. So there are certain things sa buhay natin na ang bilis lang natin mabago. Certain behavior, certain attitudes na mag-decide, willpower alone. Ang bilis lang. Kasi it's not supported by certain beliefs na meron ka, trauma from your past that's holding that thing in place, that behavior in place, or certain values na na-develop mo throughout the years na naging habits na ngayon. So may mga bagay na ang bilis mo lang baguhin. But on other things na na-notice mo, paikot-ikot ka lang. Or as you try to fix it, things are just getting worse. Alam mo right away na, wait, I need help here. So, magandang gauge yun. Yung ginagawa mo ba, yes, you're working on yourself. In question, is it effective?
Okay.
Is it actually bringing the change na kailangan mo? If it's not, then you might want to consider na, baka kailangan ko humingi ng tulong. Diba? And sometimes, even if hindi ka umabot sa ganung point, especially when it comes to relationships, it's always, encouragement ko talaga sa mga tao. And yung principle ko is this. So, a relationship is two people who love and care for each other. Okay na yun, that's a relationship. A good relationship is between two people who love and care for each other, but they have a support circle around them.
Oh, okay.
A great relationship for me, kasi I'm a Christian, I used to be a pastor, is a relationship between the two people who love and care for each other, a support circle around them who love and care for them, yung relationship nila, plus God at the middle. So yun yung complete sa akin.
okay.
So ang encouragement ko talaga sa mga tao, if you're in a relationship, it's good to have at least one or two people around you who you meet regularly to check on you guys. Kasi ang dami yung blind spots.
Oh, like therapist? Ganun.
Not really, hindi naman kailangan na therapist is one of them, pero not necessarily. Especially kung preventive yung ginagawa mo. Meaning, mas maganda kasi yung ganun eh. Like, you can have a mature family member, wag naman yung parents mo. No? I mean, somebody na medyo neutral sa inyo. No? Parents can always be there for support, pero it's good to find somebody na who you guys look up to, maybe an older couple, maybe somebody who's been through, medyo wise, no, and then ask them, can we regularly meet with you, even just once a month, meet with them, talk to them, you can open up sa kanila, and they can bring input sa relationship ninyo.
Yes.
Para kasi yung you and me versus the world sounds romantic. Pero hindi totoo yun. Most sa mga tao na may ginawa nila parang basta tayo, hindi natin kailangan ibang tao, tayo lang, good na tayo. No, most of them end up breaking up. Kasi nga, it never works. Kasi paano pag kayong dalawa, hindi na okay? So, paano yun? Pag wala na kayong connection or communication ninyo hindi na maganda, sino ngayon tutulong sa inyo? So, you always need other people outside to come in and speak or help resolve certain things sa relationship ninyo and bring the right perspective. So sa amin, we found that kasi at least sa church kasi libre. may mga churches or other communities na ganyan that have it for free. So sa amin, sa church, it was for free. You get to meet them regularly. We meet with each other every week. Actually, tomorrow night, nandun kami. Antipolo pa yun, Paranaque kami. Pero we're willing to go there kasi aside from the spiritual growth, just being with a group of people, puro couples yan, young couples, and being able to share struggles doon. Sobrang, parang feeling mo sobrang protektado ka sa relationship ninyo.
So how open can you be when it comes to, if, for example, you have mentors nga po, diba? So, gaano ka-open yung dapat na i-open mo sa mga taong who supports you?
Yeah, that's a great question. Kasi you can have mentors, but if you don't open up and sobrang guarded mo pa rin, sayang lang din. So ako, ang suggestion ko talaga sa mga tao, be as open as you can. Meaning, to the point na people can betray you, yes.
Ay, ganon.
Kasi what's there to lose? Like, once you get to the point na, like sa akin, di ba? I reached a point ulit sa buhay ko na parang, I'll be as open as I can now. To the point na you can try to blackmail me, but your blackmail is gonna be useless kasi I'm so open about my struggles.
Gets. So it's also parang
okay, nagsishare ako about pinagdaanan namin. Try mo ako balikan someday and gamitin mo yan against me. It won't have any effect.
Kasi you already have accepted that part of you.
Yeah, kasi it's part of who I am. So ngayon, as I matured by God's grace, I always say na I've learned to accept na, wala, ito talaga pinagdaanan ko eh. Ito talaga pinagdaanan namin. And the more I keep it hidden, the more it becomes a weakness.
Ang ganda nun.
And the more I open it up, somehow I always believe na God can use those things and turn it into something beautiful. So sa akin, yung pinagdaanan namin mag-asawa, God is using us now to help a lot of people. Diba? Imagine, nabuksan yung opportunity ko even from social media to all the way to being a regular resource speaker for radio and TV. Hindi ko imagine na mangyayari yun. Actually, at one point, may tumutukso sa isip mo na wala na magtitiwala sa'yo ever. You lost all credibility.
Yes.
Kasi in truth, yes, in a way, malala talaga yung ginawa ko. There's no sugarcoating it. But it doesn't mean that I cannot, alam mo yun, level up from there, di ba? Or improve from there.
Yeah.
And then, natutunan ko rin na people look up to you because of your wins, pero they respect and follow you because of your failures and struggles. Kasi they get to relate to you. Pansinin mo, yung mga tao that like, okay, madami naman dyan na you look up to eh. Pero when you find someone na nakaka-relate ka sa pinagdaanan nila, iba yung
connection.
Iba yung connection
trust.
mo. Parang this person gets me.
Yes.
Alam ko yung pinagdaanan niya. Alam mo yung connect ka dun sa mga struggles na pinagdaanan niya. So that's why sayang if people are hiding their struggles. Hiding their weaknesses, their failures.
Pero it requires a certain level of parang mental state, ganon. Ito in connection na po siya sa mental health, ano? Kasi grabe yung you allow yourself to be vulnerable up to the point where they can take it against you. But since you're all prepared, you will never be affected.
So it's intentional siya dapat. Like if you decide to finally open up and just be an open book to people, intindihin mo na yun, may mga tao magja-judge sa'yo. Pero kahit naman kasi protektado ka, meron din naman magja-judge sa'yo eh. Plus, they actually, more people will judge you kasi they can sense the insincerity in the way you speak, in the way you do things. And alam nila na nagkukunwari ka lang din naman eh. So might as well be hated, be judged, alam mo yun, pagchismisan ka ng mga tao because you were telling the truth.
Yes.
Diba? Kesa sa you were just pretending. So, it's a different way lang of looking at things.
Yeah.
Alam ko ngayon, people just want to protect themselves. But sometimes, the way we protect ourselves can also be harmful in the long run.
Yeah.
No, so
Okay, so how is it connected po sa mental health? Like yung relationship and also yung sinabi niyo na protection, di ba? Even within the relationship, may nangyayaring ganyan eh. Na I don't want to be vulnerable kasi if you see everything in me, you can take it against me, you can hurt me, you can leave me, ganon. So, what does it say when a person's, kumbaga parang outlook in life is ganon? What does it say about his mental well-being?
Yeah, so first of all, hindi ko naman, okay, there are people na takot na tayo mag-open up kasi nga we've been hurt so much. And because of the hurt, ang nangyayari, we build more walls. Diba?
Yes.
And then we become more protective sa sarili natin. We start to become cynical sa mga tao sa paligid natin. Parang feeling natin may mangyayaring hindi maganda dito parati if I open up. So, one is, of course, always find as much healing as you can. Kasi madaling sabihin nga, di ba, basta mag-open up na lang kayo. Okay, I understand na there are people who are going to struggle with that. Pero that should be one of I think it's a good goal to be that open.
Yes.
To be that vulnerable with people around you. No? And kasi once you do that, it makes people open up eh.
Yes.
Ako experience ko lang there's such a positive side to it.
Yes.
Now once you become that open, yung mga tao sa paligid mo, bumababa talaga yung mga guard.
Yeah, totoo po.
Diba? And I've experienced this, naalala ko sa isang radio show, yung host, sa break, nagsabi siya sa akin, na bakit di ko alam na may ganun, parang vulnerability coach daw. Kasi sabi niya, the moment na nag-open up ka, parang gusto mo rin mag-open up.
Kasi grabe po yung nyo, like from a pastor, tapos parang taking the accountability na yung transition nyo and everything. Grabe siya. Kasi nga, I think yun yung minsan yung parang, I'm not sure if it's proper to use the word stigma, pero when you have a certain position sa church, parang hindi ka pwede magkamali. Ganon. So, grabe yung courage nyo na to be able to turn it into your strength ngayon.
Ano na lang yun, pero balikan ko yung sinabi mo about mental health, but I just want to be completely honest with everybody na wala akong courage during that time kasi hindi ako yung nagsabi. Lumabas din yung sa akin.
Okay.
Kung sa technically, para kanina nahuli. Tapos na siya, pero ganun. So it wasn't really like I was really courageous to bring it out. Hindi rin. What became, in a way, courageous was afterwards na.
Mga gaano siya katagal po?
Mabilis lang yun. It was about 2 months yung process na ito na, lumabas na lahat ng totoo. It was very messy for both of us. Pero when I finally decided na okay, ito na, parang andyan na naman lahat, might as well start acting and making the right decisions moving forward. From there onwards, yun na, parang nung I decided to let go of yung pride ko, yung pagmamayabang ko and everything and trying to keep my reputation.
Yes.
The moment I let go of that, everything went smoothly from there onwards. And then yun nga, the opportunities and everything came back. So, pero with people who are struggling to open up, I would really suggest na you really find as much healing as you can. Meaning, talk to people, be intentional about, okay, ano pa ba yung mga meron ako? Bakit ba ako takot na takot mag-open up? Kasi when you're in a relationship, and you have yung ganong klaseng hurts and insecurities, ang mangyayari is you're never 100% there. Diba? So, ang nangyayari, we put up walls instead of boundaries.
Oh!
So, magkaiba kasi yung dalawang yun.
Oo nga.
So, a lot of people are afraid of being vulnerable, being kind, giving 100% sa relationship kasi baka maubos ako. There's nothing wrong about giving 100%.
Okay.
Kasi alangan nang pumasok ka sa relationship and tinitipid-tipid mo lang tapos you expect it to
Give
work.
100%.
When you're in a relationship, you have to give everything to the point na, alam mo yun, you do as much as you can for the relationship to make it work, di ba? Hindi pwede yung parang alam ko yung tinuturo ngayon yun na dapat you leave some for yourself.
Yeah.
Di ba? Pero that doesn't make sense kasi what you need is a way to be able to give 100%, but at the same time, you set boundaries and kasi you know na when this is no longer healthy, yung mga nangyayari, like wala nang response sa'yo. So, let's differentiate muna what a wall is and a boundary is.
Yes.
So, walls are there to keep somebody away.
Okay.
Distance. Diba? We withhold, usually pagka nag-build ka ng emotional wall, it's made up of unresolved issues like anger, hurt, could be from yung person na kasama mo ngayon sa relationship, yung partner mo ngayon, or it can be from before pa, from another relationship
kasama
before.
Kasama po dyan yung mga childhood trauma.
Pwede, dala-dala mo kasi lahat yun eh. And unfortunately, itong kasama mo ngayon, yung partner mo ngayon, may nagawa rin siya, so dala-dala mo lahat ng bricks na yun. Imagine all those issues as bricks. And na-target mo lang siya to this person na kasama mo ngayon, yung partner mo, so you start to build bricks. Sometimes hindi nga niya fault yung iba doon eh. No, galing pa siya sa past issues mo, but they all get added to this wall. And the purpose of the wall is really to you feel like it's protecting you.
Yes.
No, but in truth, it's hurting the relationship in the process, which is not good for you rin in the long run. So you start to withhold the love, the care, the respect, the attention, the affection na dati binibigay mo freely doon sa tao na yon.
Can you give po like an example of how an emotional wall manifests in a relationship?
So, I'll give an example sa amin. Paano kami nag-start? Kasi it's a very simple reason. Pero makikita mo, pwede pala magsimula yun sa ganun kaliit lang. So, ako, I surf. Okay, I used to surf, especially nung nasa Bicol pa ako nakatira. There are surf spots there that ako lang yung nagsisurf talaga kasi very few people know about, or actually no one knows about it. Yung mga spots doon. But I used to surf a lot, especially during parang January, February na months kasi yun yung may alon doon. And one day, nagpaalam ako sa wife ko. Actually, hindi man paalam yan. I just told her, lalabas ako, magsisurf ako. It usually takes about 2 hours in total. 2.5 at the most. Sa isip ko naman, I'm here every day. Totoo naman yan. At even my wife admitted. It's true. We are together every single day. 24 hours. And I help out as much as I can with the kids. I also wash dishes and do things like that kasi my wife has an allergy. So I do my part sa bahay. So parang feeling ko justified ito. Gusto ko lumabas, magpapahinga ako, I'll surf. That's my parang me time.
Yes.
No? So sabi ko, sige, pupunta ako. Nagsabi siya, baka pwede naman sa ano na lang, alam mo yung bukas na lang or next week na lang, gano'n. Pero kasi sobra inconsistent nung alon doon. Hindi naman yan parang katulad ng mga Siargao, Zambales type, ng gaganda ng mga waves. No? There's a few here and there, once in a while. So sabi ko, sayang naman. So nag-decide pa rin ako umalis. And I went home. Yung wife ko, medyo konting inis, pero parang wala lang. Parang hindi naman big deal. But did you know that that's what started the emotional wall sa amin? That one thing started an emotional wall kasi she felt na I wasn't there for her. It's not true. completely, pero sometimes we believe emotional walls start like that eh.
Oh, so
It's
baka
one
maliliit naman.
small thing minsan na if you don't deal with it, there's usually a lie that comes with it. So nag-surf ako, ganyan-ganyan. Sa akin, it's a small thing. 'Di ba? Sa kanya, at that point, kasi whenever something negative like that happens, negative interactions, as a Christian, I believe na it's not just a negative thought. It's Satan planting a lie sa isip natin in negative circumstances. So, something not good happened sa amin. I still left. She felt she was not heard, felt or understood at that moment. And then a lie was planted na parang wala akong pakialam sa kanya. Na hindi ako pwede asahan. So, she held on to that negative thought. And that thought started the emotional wall. And tingnan mo ano mangyayari once may emotional wall na. So ako, since na-gets ko na okay, parang I did not listen to my wife or consider yung gusto niya, I started to change things naman. So sabi ko, sige, I will surf at 5 a.m. in the morning. As in literally 5 a.m. by myself, which is not that safe. So I travel mga 20 minutes, surf 5 a.m., madilim pa, nanginginig ako dun sa lamig ng tubig. I would be home before they wake up. Pero that doesn't matter kasi once the wall starts, nothing that you do will be good enough.
Oh.
No, so it just kept building one small thing after the other, and then magugulat ka na lang, anything na gagawin mo, parang is held against you. Anything na interest mo, parang becomes something that gets added to that wall. So for example, yayain ko siya sa, I'm interested in doing this. Hindi niya gusto, ano na yun, parang everything is you versus me.
Oh.
Kasi once there's a wall, it's no longer you and me. Ang dating is, everything na ginagawa mo is almost like an attack against the other person. So those are just some of the symptoms of an emotional wall. So ano nangyayari afterwards? Again, you withhold yung love, respect, affection, attention, care na dating binibigay mo, unti-unti nang kumukupas.
Nag-iiba na siya.
Yung communication ninyo affected kasi disconnected na kayo eh. Diba? It's connection first before communication.
Oh.
So pag bad na yung connection ninyo, the communication will suffer. So yung emotional wall creates a disconnection between you and feeling ninyo you're no longer on the same team. So you might be still living in the same roof.
Yes.
Still in the same relationship, pero in truth, it's you versus me na yung kalagayan. So what happens from there is that the relationship starts to drift. And for example, communication-wise, lumalala na yung mga misunderstandings. Kahit maganda yung motive mo na misinterpret na parati. No? And then there's that bitterness na in those, So unresolved hurt turns into bitterness. Unresolved anger turns into resentment. Na anything na gawin mo, naiirita ka na. O kahit wala nga siyang ginagawa.
May irita na.
Oo,
ganon.
parang constantly irritated ka na dun sa tao.
Okay.
No, so when that happened sa amin, I also started to realize when I started to do coaching, sobrang daming marriages of boyfriend-girlfriend relationships na may emotional wall. And hindi lang nila alam. Hindi lang nila mapinpoint. Ano ba itong nangyayari sa amin? And then whenever I teach about emotional walls, isa yon sa mga aha moments ng mga tao na parang wait lang. Yan yung nangyayari sa amin. Kasi it's not only between couples, it also happens between parents and yung children nila. Sa office, nangyayari din yun. Pag may emotional wall ka na sa boss mo, everything. And here's one thing that happens also, kasi emotional walls, yung wall na yun is held together by our pride.
Oh, that's another thing.
No, so yung pride mo is the glue that holds that thing together.
Yeah.
Kasi yung pride mo keeps justifying the existence of the wall.
Yeah.
Dapat nandyan yan. Kasi ganito siya. Kasi ganyan siya. Kasi baka masaktan ka na naman. No? So your pride keeps justifying the existence of the wall. Even though yung wall na yan is starting to destroy your marriage, your family, your relationship, your friendship, kung ano man yung relationship na yun, starting to crumble because of that wall. And your pride just keeps saying, no, iwan mo yan dyan. Kasi feeling mo it's the only way to protect yourself.
Yes.
Diba? So that's what an emotional wall is. So ano yung difference niyan sa boundaries? Boundaries are there to keep the relationship strong. Meaning you put up boundaries so you can have a good relationship with someone.
Yes.
So ano yung isa, yung wall is to keep somebody away.
Is it similar to avoidance po? Emotional wall? Or different siya?
Part of it is yes. Pero hindi lahat kung avoidant ka, yung tendencies mo, talaga malaking chance na nagbe-build ka ng emotional wall.
Okay.
Pero even people who are not yung walang avoidance na issues, they can still build walls eh.
Okay.
No, but yung boundaries is like, okay, we decide what's good for the relationship, what's not good for the relationship, ano yung allowed, not allowed, what are the things that we can tolerate. We talk about this, we set the boundaries so that we don't hurt each other.
Okay.
And so that we can protect each other from ourselves muna, and then we can protect each other from each other. No?
Yes.
Parang ganun, if that makes sense.
Yes.
So the boundaries protect the relationship. And it doesn't mean na pag may boundary ka, you stop giving 100%. When you have good boundaries, it allows you to give 100% without being afraid.
Okay. Can you give an example of a healthy boundary?
Yeah, so for example, a healthy boundary. Okay. Sa mag-asawa, 'di ba? So just to wala na yung mga texting with by the way, boundaries are best set by the person who should be respecting the boundary. So meaning
Okay.
ako I set boundaries. It's for myself so that I can protect my wife from my negative tendencies.
Oh.
No, so for example, alam ko noon na what really caused my downfall when it comes to cheating was parati kaming away from each other. No, and I had parang secret communication with someone, mga ganon. So, ngayon, a simple boundary is I don't keep wala akong any secret messages sa phone ko. I don't have any long conversations with women outside of whatever professional, even sa coaching, na outside that's it.
Okay.
Wala na, I don't communicate with them. Hindi ako nangangamusta na.
Yes.
Unless na it's specifically work-related lang. And then my phone has no lock.
Oh.
Although my wife doesn't check it, she can check it anytime. No, na ganon. So, that's a simple boundary that I set for myself.
So you won't hurt
Yeah,
her.
so I alam ko yung negative tendencies ko. No, yung mga kung saan ako pwede mahulog, saan ako pwede magkamali. Another healthy boundary is ano ba yung mga words na hindi ko dapat sabihin. No, in the relationship or hindi namin dapat ginagamit sa isa't isa. So like I discovered na pagka nag-a-assume ako na inulit na naman ng wife ko itong maling ginawa niya. So hindi pala, naiinis pala siya pag gano'n. So ngayon, I set a boundary for myself not to repeat those kinds of phrases or words o yung mga always, yung mga ganyan, never. Paborito ko kasi. Lalo ni always. Ito na naman yung ginawa mo. Ito, parang gano'n. No? So yung mga gano'n noon, parang I realized na okay, the way I deliver this is wrong. So now I set a boundary not to do that. Na wag kong tawirin yon, not to allow myself to use those words in our marriage.
Yeah. The way I see it po, yung setting of boundaries nyo is the intention not to hurt the other person.
Yeah.
Pero yung iba po kasi setting boundaries for you not to hurt me.
Oh, and kumusta naman yung mga ganong boundaries?
Parang ang ganda nung
Diba?
ganong, if you come from that kind of intention, parang mas nagiging healthy siya kasi nga, you're taking care of the mental well-being and emotional well-being of your partner, not only you.
Yeah, ganun kasi siya dapat, 'di ba? Again, when you first of all, hindi maganda na ikaw yung nagsiset ng boundaries for the other person.
Oh.
Kasi it's rarely followed. Meaning,
gets.
'di ba? Pag
Yes.
ako mag-set ng lahat ng boundaries para sa wife ko. Siya mag-set ng lahat ng boundaries sa akin. Tingnan mo kung ano mangyari sa relationship namin, we will keep breaking those boundaries. 'Di ba? So ang maganda doon is first we understand what's good and what's not good for our relationship. So meron kaming generic boundaries for both of us. Tapos we have to look at ourselves na okay, ano ba yung mga kahinaan ko? Ano ba yung mga tendencies ko rin? May anger issues ba ako? Ganito. I have to set boundaries for myself to protect you from me. Kasi love, di ba? Love, I like what the Bible says. Love always protects. And the first person you protect them from is yourself.
Oh, that's nice.
'Di ba? Kasi alam mo ngayon, people have to be careful with all these self-love. I'm not against self-love. Pero self-love without love for God and love for others is just selfishness. No, so it has to always be balanced
Yeah.
with a healthy, gusto mo is healthy self-love. Hindi naman masama yun eh. You need that healthy self-love so that you can, the purpose of that is so that you can love others better. Pero kung self-love ka lang for the purpose of loving yourself
Yes.
more, you're gonna turn out into a self-centered, selfish person.
Yeah.
You know, and nagiging entitled ka and feeling mo the whole world revolves around you. The purpose of me trying to put self-love sa sarili ko is so that I can love my wife, my kids, and everybody around me more. There has to be an intention behind it. Hindi
Yes.
pwede na yung ultimate goal mo is just to love yourself. For what?
Yeah.
'Di ba? So people have to be careful with that and just has to be balanced. And I'm saying this not out of pride o ano, pero I've seen it happen kasi. No, again, unlike some people who just work with people na parang pasulput-sulput lang when you meet with them in your office or sa clinic mo, that's it na. As a former pastor, we work with people for years, decades. See their lives, alam mo yun, up and down. And when you're involved with other people's lives that long, it gives you a different perspective. Na yung long-term effects of what people believe in. Na okay, parang okay na may advice na ito, pero in the long run pala, nagsuffer sila kasi pinaniwalaan nila ito. And there are lots of scary advice online. Sounds good, sounds nice. Pero long term, sisirain talaga niya yung relationship mo.
Yeah, okay. Thank you for giving us a different context when it comes to self-love. At saka parang yun nga, ang gandang realization nun na for you to be able to become whole apart from loving yourself is allowing others also to love you and allowing yourself to give love to them. Apart from focus ka lang sa sarili
Yeah.
mo.
So, kasi dangerous siya na everything is focused on you. No, it really causes a lot of problems. So, again, like sa amin mag-asawa, so how did we, and even when I do coaching, it's always, okay, may problems kayo mag-asawa, di ba? Ganon. Or mag-boyfriend, girlfriend. Wait lang. Ikaw, ano yung nakikita mong problems with yourself?
Yeah.
Kasi pag hindi, ang mangyayari niya the whole time, they're just gonna mention issues nila sa isa't isa and then walang katapusan yon. Sabi ko, okay, gets na natin, may problems kayo with each other. But if you fix your problem, that's 50% of the issues solved. You fix your issues, that's 50% of the issues solved. Hindi okay na. Di ba? Both of you are healthier, both of you are better.
Yes.
And then you can love each other with the purpose of loving each other more. So even when you work on your mental health, 'di ba? The healthier you are as a person,
Yes.
emotionally, mentally, the healthier you are when you get into a relationship. That's why nga yung goal is sa mga single na nakikinig dito,
Yes.
'di ba? Get as much healing as you can from insecurities, from hurts, from anger issues na meron ka before you get into a relationship. Kasi as in it will save you a lot of trouble and problems. Ngayon kasi what happens is people don't prepare for relationships. And kahit ako naman noon, feeling ko ready na ako, pero hindi pala. No, in truth is we really have to prepare for relationships. No, especially for marriage. Pinaghahanda pa ang isa I have a video that has about 1.8 million views. Nagulat ako kung gaano kadami nakarelate. The topic there is about a lot of people prepare for their wedding. Pero they don't prepare for marriage.
Wow, ang ganda nun.
Diba? Kasi willing kang gumastos ng,
Yes.
like yung iba, no? Like sa mga mayaman, talaga willing kang gumastos ng milyon para sa wedding day ninyo. That's just one day.
Yeah.
Pero yung marriage ninyo na supposedly for the rest of your life,
Yeah.
hindi ka willing gumastos for counseling,
Yes.
coaching, or whatever
sustaining a
therapy
healthy
na kailangan ninyo to learn how to have a good relationship, basics ng communication, how to talk to each other, how to manage your emotions. We have to invest in those things kasi hindi siya natuturo masyado sa school or hindi talaga siya tinuturo sa eskwelahan. 'Di ba? So we get into relationships, wala tayong idea what to do.
Yeah.
Pag umahon na yung issues ng tao na yon, pag kumupas na yung initial high nung honeymoon stage ng
Yes.
relationship ninyo and nag-fade na yung emotional attachment ninyo sa isa't isa, and then you start to notice all the flaws, lahat ng mga pagkukulang na nung tao nito, you don't know what to do. And some people, solution nila is to escape.
Yes.
Wala na, alis na lang ako, hanap na lang ako ng iba. No, but if you prepare for it, and dalawa kayo, you're humble enough to grow and prepare for it, kahit anong problem na mag-arise, alam ninyo na, okay, this is just part of the process of the relationship.
Yes.
No, na we handle these issues so we can become better. If not, katulad mo kami, no, nag-build ng emotional wall.
Yeah.
Ganun din nangyayari.
Pero di ba po merong parang may mga, when you're in a relationship, that's when you get to know yourself as well. And also, kasi sinasabi nila, mirror mo yung partner mo. So, may mga advice like what you mentioned that you heal as much as you can while you're still single. But how about yung mga wounds mo that can only show up when you are in a relationship?
So, this is how I see it, no? So, when you get into a relationship, long term, eventually, each person, meron tayong mga nakatanim. Think of it like a garden. May mga nakatanim sa atin since bata pa tayo that somehow going to bear fruit. Magbubunga yan.
Yes.
While you're in a long-term relationship, maglalabasan lahat yan. So, I have my issues. And while in a relationship with my wife, umahon yung ibang issues ko, siya rin umahon din. And unfortunately, sometimes pag umahon yung issue na yun, nasasaktan ko siya. 'Di ba? So, yung dito is, you have to understand that that's part of the process of getting into a relationship. Na you will discover certain things nga about yourself that might be triggered by the other person, pero hindi naman niya completely fault parati yun. Sometimes natitrigger ka lang talaga. But most of it comes from either some insecurity, some hurt from the past na umaahon ngayon.
Yes.
Now, what I believe is, if you have committed to each other, ideally, when we dealt with our issues, I had to believe na, okay, pinagsama kami ni Lord, married na kami, di ba? And I am the best person to walk with you until you resolve your issues.
Oh.
She is the best person to walk with me until I resolve my issues.
Oh, that's
So we have to
nice.
be extra patient with each other, no, and be on the same team and try to solve it together.
Oh.
Dapat ganun yung paningin natin sa mga umaahon na issues while you're in a relationship. So, kasi minsan iniisip natin, okay, totoo yun, you discover a lot about yourself. Pero if you see the struggles in the wrong way, sometimes you take it against the other person.
Yeah.
Diba? Na against your partner, against your spouse. Na parang dahil sa kanya naging ganito ako. But in truth is, wala ka naman choice eh. Aahon at ahon yan.
Yeah.
And let's say nag-decide ka na, ayoko yung mga issues niya, hindi ko na kaya to. And you separate. And then you get into a relationship with another person. Eventually, may lalabas din naman na issues from that person. Diba? Now, you just have to, you just really have to decide na, and if you're committed to this person, you love this person, na okay, and they're willing to grow, that's a big thing. Yung willing naman sila to grow and mature and they're willing to admit na meron din silang issues, then it's easier for us to say na, okay, then I am willing to walk with you and journey with you sa healing process mo hanggang sa ma-deal mo rin yung mga issues na yan, kahit masakit din sa akin.
Yes.
Kasi I believe that in the long run, it will be worth it.
Yeah, ang gandang perspective po nun kasi nga parang dahil nga hindi tayo aware sa ganito, parang whenever we enter a relationship, we think that it's just, butterflies, yung ganyan. Pero hindi natin alam na talagang, or maybe alam natin na may mga ups and downs talaga siya, pero hindi natin alam kung gaano siya kalalim. And by the time na nandun na tayo dun sa parang kumbaga pinakamalalim na problema, bumibitaw na tayo. Pero if you look at it, na parang if you commit yourself to someone, I'll walk with you until your issues are resolved, it can be really like a very harmonious relationship between man and woman.
Yeah. And that's the reason din kung bakit I always encourage people na magkaroon kayo ng some sort of accountability or mentor sa relationship ninyo. Kasi nakakapagod. Totoo naman yun. Pag lumabas yung mga issues niya, minsan ikaw na yung, di ba, ikaw, masakit din sa'yo kasi minsan sa'yo nabubuhos lahat.
And you mentioned po may mga blind spots din.
Yeah. So sometimes it's good na, okay, wait lang, mukhang medyo heavy ito for both of us. Why don't we bring this up dun sa another person who can come in and give input sa inyo, sa relationship ninyo. And it really helps na hindi lang kayong dalawa the whole time yung nagsosolve ng mga issues and problems ninyo.
Yes. Pero minsan din po may pride din sa ganyan na parang, no, we can do it on our own, ganyan.
And yun talaga yun eh. Parang ako kasi I see pride as the destroyer of relationships. Kasi it really causes so much problems, escalation ng conflict, yung dapat sana nasolusyonan na, hindi pa nasolusyonan kasi ayaw mo humingi ng tulong. So, yeah, tandaan na lang natin, when you're in a relationship and you want it to work, you have to let go of your pride. Kailangan mo siya talagang pababain ng gusto. Kasi it will stop you from growing.
Yes.
It will stop the relationship from moving forward. It stops forgiveness. It holds on to negative emotions until it turns destructive. Yung ayaw niyang bitawan kasi na-hurt ako. So, panghahawakan ko to. Parati ko sinasabi, it's a biblical thing, na do not let the sun go down while you're still angry. Kasi, once you sleep with anger in your heart, pagising mo the next day, hindi na galit yun eh. Resentment na yun or bitterness na yun. Nag-evolve na siya into something more destructive. No? Kasi hindi na siya na-process. And then it can get added into that emotional wall nga that destroys relationships.
Okay. So, you mentioned yun nga po, yung you have to decide if you're willing to walk with that person hanggang mahil niya yung issues niya. So, vice versa. So, in that kind of perspective, does it mean na hindi talaga totoo yung parang soulmate? Ganon.
Ako personally kasi, and I know some people believe it, no? Pero sa akin lang, personally, I don't believe in like there's this one person for you and that's it. Bakit? Kasi, again, as a coach, somebody who's worked with people for 20 plus years, ilang beses na ako nakarinig na, ito na talaga yun eh. This is the one. Tapos pag naghiwalay kayo, yung next person, ito na talaga yun. This is the, so technically, pangalawa mo na yan. Hindi na yan number one, di ba? And ako, what I believe is, God gives us a choice. Meaning, you should have, ano ko sa mga tao is, you should have a set of standards. Well, sa akin, the best way is, you have God's standards sa akin, which is from the Bible, and then you have your personal standards. Ano yung type mong tao? And then, pagsamahin mo yon, that's the standard of you choosing somebody to get into a relationship with. So, once na naging kayo na, well, actually, there's a lot of people who will meet sometimes yung standards mo. Kaya may mga type ka. Madami yan sila. And then, you pray, you choose sino yung best among them that matches well with you, yung future mo, yung dreams, yung desires mo, yung compatibility na yung pinag-uusapan. But you have a choice. And people are so afraid, and pag naniniwala ka dun sa soulmate, kaya when the relationship sometimes is really not working out, yung talagang alam mo, hindi talaga kami for each other. Ang hirap aminin kasi you bought in this person is my soulmate. So parang hirap na hirap kang hiwalayan siya kasi hindi na ako makakahanap ng isa pa. No, but actually, no. You will always find someone. Hopefully, you're wiser na by the time na you find the next one, no? And you learn from the ano. Pero yun nga, there is a choice. And then that choice involves commitment, meaning among these people na mukhang, alam mo yun, minsan there's one or two people that fit the ano, you choose one and then you commit. Doon papasok yung commitment.
Okay.
No, you commit to make the relationship work.
Yes.
Kasi ang nangyayari sa ibang tao, and I have to bring this up, grabe yung effort ng mga tao pagdating dun sa ligawan stage, yung dating stage.
Yes.
They put their best foot forward.
Yes.
They give everything. They put all their effort to close the deal. Meaning, to make the other person say yes. The moment na nag-yes, finished line. Tapos na. Wala nang effort afterwards. They don't put in the same effort that got them there. So they slack off. And then all of a sudden, yung relationship starts to fall apart. The way I explain relationship with people is always ito. Diba? There's one person, another person, pinagsama sila. And then, there's no special glue that holds this together. By the way, kasi podcast ito, so hindi nakikita ng mga tao. So, I'm putting my hands together. No, and there's no glue that holds my hands together. Except na my left hand is putting in effort.
Oh.
And my right hand is putting in effort to keep it together.
Conscious effort.
Conscious effort. The moment na wala ng effort yan, it's naturally falls apart or
Yes.
wala na yung connection nila. The relationships are the same thing. If you think na just because nag-yes na siya, automatic, that's a glue that holds you together. Or kinasal na kayo, yun na yun, together. No. You need constant effort to make the relationship work. The moment you let go and slack off, things will also start to fall apart sa relationship.
Yes. Ang gandang illustration po nun, no? So, another thing that I'd like to speak about is yan, yung like, we have talked about yung conscious efforts and also emotional wall, which yung emotional wall you mentioned dun sa mga isang reel na na-publish mo. Like, we have discussed like healthy ways and how you can set boundaries. Pero at the same time, I also want to discuss like yung raising awareness about unhealthy ways na pwedeng baka hindi mo alam that you're already punishing your partner.
Yeah.
That can also cause distress and long-term problems. And one of those is emotional wall. Pero another of those is, I'm gonna insert the reel here sa video. Pero one of those also for yun eh. So, number 1 is threatening to break up with them. And then number 2 is silent treatment. And then number 3 is by doing something wrong in return. So I wanna dabble on these kinds of, ways na unconsciously baka nagagawa mo or ginagawa ng partner mo. And if ginagawa mo to or ginagawa ng partner mo, I also want to know po what kind of effect yung nadadala niya sa mental health ng bawat isa.
Okay. Yeah. So let's do the first one, no, na a lot of people pag may problem sila. Well, there's certain people who do this. Ang gagawin nila is threats of abandonment tawag dito, no? So, threaten ka na maghiwalay na lang tayo. Iwanan mo na siya.
Yes.
Yung ganon. So, unhealthy yun. Lalo na kung hindi mo naman talaga, like you're using it to manipulate the person. Hindi sa pagod na pagod ka na at gusto ko na umalis.
Yes.
Minsan totoo yun eh. That's a sincere observation or feeling that you have. Pero, if you're using it kasi alam mo, takot yung isang tao to be alone. Takot siya mahiwalay sa'yo. And you're using it as a weapon. Diba? Na anong gagawin mo? Okay, nagkagulo tayo. Sige, iwanan na kita. Kasi alam mo, hahabol-habulin ka niya afterwards. That's one unhealthy way or toxic way to punish someone or to hurt someone, get back at them in a relationship. Diba? Kasi, so psychologically, ano yung nangyayari doon? Again, it's a form of manipulation. Kasi, alam mo na itong tao na ito, meron siyang issues. No, takot siya ma-abandon, takot siya maging mag-isa. And then, ang ginagawa mo, you're using yung wounds niya to manipulate them, to get what you want.
Yes.
No, so imagine mo what that does in a relationship. And then if hindi yun ma-address kasi and tumuloy-tuloy siya, it creates that negative cycle, unhealthy cycle na the person becomes more and more needy. And ikaw naman, parang mas lalo kang nagiging abusive kasi it works eh. Di ba, nag-threaten ako na hiwalayan ka, tapos mas lalo mo kung hinahabol. It makes me feel good.
Yes.
Kasi parang it makes me feel wanted and needed also, so I keep doing it again and again. Pero sometimes, people have a breaking point din. And I've met a lot of couples na ganito. Nasa ka-threaten nung isa, dumating na kasi fear, it works. No? Diretsuhin natin. Fear works. Pag tinakot mo yung isang tao, isang bata, it works.
Yes.
Pero it is not sustainable. In the sense na minsan dumadating yung point na nawawala na yung takot nila. And pag nawala yung takot nila, nawawala rin yung control mo. So, dumadating yung point minsan na tinatakot yung asawa mo, yung girlfriend mo, yung boyfriend, na iwanan na kita, and nagsawa na sila. Na willing na sila na, sige, okay, eh di iwanan mo na ako. Di ba? Tapos all of a sudden, matatauhan
ready
ka. Ikaw na yung na-realize mo na, wait, hindi
Wait
nag-work yung ginawa ko. So all of a sudden, this person no longer is not afraid anymore. And they're really willing to separate na from you. And minsan, nag-flip yon. Itong dating nag-threaten, siya naman ngayon yung nagmamakaawa.
Siya
Na
na
wait,
needy.
mali pala yung ginawa ko, ganyan-ganyan. Kasi it was not true. They were just threatening. They didn't really want to end the relationship. Ginagamit na lang nila to manipulate.
Para mag-say yes
Yeah,
ka.
and it's unhealthy for both, for both of you. Kasi ikaw, again, nagiging mas abusive ka rin na tao. Yung isa naman, mas lalo lang lumalalim yung mga sugat niya, yung feeling niya na pwede lang akong basta-basta iwanan,
Yes.
pwede lang akong pabayaan na, ganun. So, it really becomes a bad, unhealthy cycle sa relationship. So, next, we have the silent treatment. So, dalawa kasi yan. So, people are confused. There's a silent treatment. Gawa na lang tayo, may mga, ito yung nag-research ako. May official term naman sila. So, there's a timeout and there's a silent treatment na minsan nako-confuse ng mga tao. So, linawin natin yung difference ng dalawa. Timeout is healthy. Ito yung paggalit ka na and ayaw mo nang magsabi ng anything negative, anything hurtful doon. So, sasabog na ako. Wait, I need a timeout.
Yes.
Yung purpose ng timeout is to calm myself down so that I can go back and have a good communication or conversation. May purpose siya to
Yes.
calm myself
So,
down.
it's a healthy one.
Healthy yon,
Okay.
'di ba? Pero may ano din yon, later balikan natin kung
Okay.
paano siya maging unhealthy. Yung silent treatment naman is a way to punish the other person.
Intentionally.
Sometimes hindi naman sinasadya, it's just nakasanayan na kasi nila and they don't know na
okay.
it's bad for the relationship.
When you mean nakasanayan po, like, paano?
Like for example, so it could be a learned behavior kasi.
Oh.
Meaning na nakita mo to sa parents mo,
I
when you
see.
were growing up, this somehow works. Let's say sa magulang mo noon nung bata ka, pag tumatahimik ka na lang, hinahabol-habol ka nila. So feeling mo the silent treatment works. Kasi silent treatment is not talking to the other person, not because pinapakalma mo yung sarili mo, but in truth, you're just punishing them. Kasi may sinabi silang hindi maganda, may ginawa silang hindi maganda, and you're using that silence to punish the other person, not to calm yourself down. And kailangan maging sobrang honest tayo sa sarili natin. Which one are we really doing?
Yes.
Are we really calming ourselves down? Or are we really trying to punish the other person?
Yeah.
Kasi, here's an important thing then. So if you find out na wait lang, sa totoo lang, I just really want to calm myself down. Kaso nami-misinterpret ng isa parate na silent treatment yung ginagawa ko. That's why in relationships, meron akong tinatawag na well, it's not just my term, no? It's a term in war, yung rules of engagement. Dapat relationships have rules of engagement also. How to fight without hurting each other. Parang gano'n. No, so you fight, meron kayong disagreement, meron kayong conflict, and then meron kayong agreement na pag sasabog na ako, papaalam ako sa'yo, I need to walk out, I need to take a break. It's not na I'm punishing you.
So, kailangan kino-communicate
Kailangan kino-communicate mo kasi baka ikaw, kinakalma mo lang yung sarili mo, pero yung interpretation nung kausap mo or nung partner mo
is abandoned
is
na.
silent treatment.
Oh, okay.
'Di ba? So, sa'yo, maganda naman talaga kasi pinapakalma mo lang yung sarili mo. Kaso nai-interpret niya ito as silent treatment. So, kailangan i-communicate nyo yon before kayong mag-away. yung may agreement na kayo beforehand na, alam mo, sometimes pag nagkakagulo tayo, I don't want to say things that will hurt you or that will make that will escalate the conflict. So, I need a break. Sometimes I need to step out. Please don't interpret it as I'm just gonna calm myself and then so we can have a better conversation. Edi okay. Pag
So,
nag-walk
paano po
out ka,
Like, for example, in the zone na kayo, mainit na yung conversation. So, is it possible na yung magta-time out can still assure the other one na I can get back, or you can just leave it kasi alam mo naman na napag-usapan na natin.
kung napag-usapan, may mga kilala ako na since napag-usapan na nila, sometimes you just stand up and leave.
Okay.
And it's not taken as an offense kasi may agreement na.
Oh, may agreement.
May agreement na kasi.
Okay.
Pero pag bigla ka na lang tumayo at lumayas, It can be
my
taken
intention.
against you
Okay,
as a negative thing.
Mm-mm.
Pero pwede mo naman sabihin, you know what, medyo nahihirapan na ako, naiinis na rin ako, I need to go out first.
Mm.
I'll come back, we'll talk. No, pero let me calm myself down muna.
Okay. How long po yung healthy na time out?
Depende sa inyo 'yon.
Depende.
Oo, dapat ano talaga. Kaya maganda na meron kayong, or kung hindi na talaga kayang tapusin yung conversation today,
Mm-mm.
dapat kaya nyo rin, like if it's not urgent naman,
Mm-mm.
hindi naman sa gugunaw na yung mundo bukas pagka hindi kayo nagkasundo ngayon. You set another day to talk.
Mm.
Kasi there are two types of people, di ba? Usually there's one who's like me, na gusto ko, tapusin na natin to ngayon. May mga ganyan.
Mm-mm.
And then yung iba naman, well, there's three. Yung iba naman, I would rather talk about this someday.
Mm-mm.
And then may iba naman, I would rather not talk about this at all.
Mm-mm.
So, kailangan, kunwari, ready ka na ngayon to talk about it. Yung isa hindi pa. It's good for you to schedule it another day kung kaya.
Okay.
Like, okay, if you think you need some time, can we talk about this on Tuesday, on next week?
Mm-mm.
Ikaw na mamili ng time. Pero let's if it's an important conversation, balikan natin to.
Okay. So, kailangan again may agreement.
Yeah, may
Kailangan
agreement.
may
And then, dapat
communication.
kaya nyo matulog. Like, if you're married, kaya nyo matulog na meron kaming hindi na pag-usapan na important.
Mm-mm.
Pero it doesn't mean na kailangan magkaaway kami the whole time hanggang next week.
Yes.
Nung kailan kami mag-usap.
Oo.
Yung parang, it's important, we tabled it, then we can have a peaceful relationship
Mm-mm.
until mapag-usapan natin yun. Kasi hindi naman natin binabaon.
Yes.
We're just setting it aside for another day. So, to wrap it up lang, no? Silent treatment is not good. It's not healthy. Time out is good and healthy. Both for your mental health. Kasi, di ba, kailangan mo ng time minsan to ano ba tawag doon, to recollect yourself and fix everything and make sure na wala kang masabi that you will regret
Yes.
afterwards. And then it also helps you when it comes to your self-control.
Mm-mm.
Kasi natututo ka not just to give in to how you feel at the moment.
Okay.
No, so natututo ka na I can process things, I
Yeah.
can step out for a while, I can manage my emotions. I can also keep negative emotions there
Mm-mm.
and then bring it up at the right time, which is
Okay.
so important. Meaning I can have something right now, pero if it's not the right time to bring it up, I can hold it in without treating the other person in a bad way.
Okay.
Kasi alam ko na hindi ko naman to binabaon. We will talk about this, pero at another time.
So, sa receivers end ng sina-silent treatment, ano yung magandang baseline po? Like, for example, for you to know na, silent treatment na to. Ganon. If you are the receiver of that kind of treatment.
Yeah, so pag silent treatment kasi, balikan ko lang muna yung gumagawa ng silent treatment. No?
Okay.
Kasi important din sa kanila to be aware.
Mm-mm.
Ano yung effect nito? Doon sa partner ko or sa kung sino man yung kausap mo.
Mm-mm.
So whenever you do that, it really makes them feel like they're not important at all.
Mm-mm.
They're not worth your time, your energy, your effort to explain anything to them.
Mm.
So lumalayas ka na lang,
Mm-mm.
no, o whatever. So that's not healthy for relationships, syempre.
Yes.
To make your partner feel like they're not valuable enough na kausapin mo.
Mm-mm.
Na wala ka ng concern, wala kang pake
Yes.
sa kanila.
Mm-mm.
So if you're at the receiving end naman, it's good for you to let them know then. Not during that time na nagkakagulo kayo. Maybe afterwards, pag kalmado na kayo parehas.
Mm-mm.
Let them know how it affects you.
Mm-mm.
'Di ba? Now, will it always work na magbabago sila? Not right away.
Mm-mm.
'Di ba? Sometimes it takes time for them to change. Kasi it's a habit.
Yes.
So, not just because biling up mo to ngayon, wag mo naman i-expect na sunod na away ninyo, hindi na yan mag-silent treatment. If naulit nila, again, once things have calmed down, bring it up again.
Mm-mm.
No, you actually did the same thing again.
Mm-mm.
This is how I feel. And also ask them, ano ba yung pwede kong gawin then so that you don't have to do the silent treatment.
Oh, okay, I see.
No? So, hindi lang sa pinapasa mo lang lahat ng responsibility sa kanila. Also ask them, no, ano ba yung ginagawa ko that causes you to react this way?
Oh.
'Di ba? Kasi maybe some people nagsa-silent treatment naman sila kasi nga they don't know how to communicate anymore with you.
Mm-mm.
Kasi anything they say is used against them.
Oh, okay, may ganun.
No, so pwede rin naman 'yon. So that's why since wala naman silang masabi,
Mm-mm.
might as well wag na lang ako magsalita.
Mm-mm.
'Di ba? So, sometimes people do it nga kasi feeling nila hindi na nila maitawid yung message nila sa'yo. So,
Ah.
pag nag-open up sila, nasi-shutdown lang din parati. So, they just decide to keep quiet, to keep it to
Mm-mm.
themselves. Kaya hindi lang sila nagsasalita.
Yes.
So, that's why it's good also to ask now, what am I doing that makes you react in a way na feeling mo you need to do the silent treatment?
Okay.
Ang nangyayari doon is it makes you take accountability
Mm-mm.
and responsibility rin sa
Yes.
the way nagre-respond yung isa.
Yes.
No?
Okay. So,
So
it's talagang communication talaga.
and it's always good na hindi lang parang ikaw parati
Oo.
magbabago. Check mo muna rin yung sarili mo. May
Yes.
ginagawa ba ako that causes my partner, my spouse to react this way?
Okay. Okay, and the last one before we wrap up is doing something wrong in return. So, paano siya? Can you give me an example po of how does it happen?
Yeah, so yan yung basically paghihigante.
Oh,
'Di ba? Yung
okay.
revenge talaga na okay, kunwari nag-cheat yung asawa ko, sige, mag-cheat din ako. No, syempre it doesn't help at all kasi you're escalating yung conflict. Important sa atin na when there's a problem, you don't look for an escape, you don't look for a distraction, you look for a solution.
Okay.
Sobrang basic nun, pero very few people understand the difference between those three. Pag actual nandun na yung problem. So, pag may relationship problem, may ginawa siyang mali, ano yung response mo? Pag may ginawa ka rin mali, edi you're gonna take your relationship into a downward spiral. And ang hirap na niyang ibawi. Kasi instead of just one thing na kailangan nyo ayusin, yung dalawa na.
Yeah.
'Di ba? And also remember this, yung long term, yung peace sa loob natin talaga. I also just learned this from someone a long time ago. Hindi ko na maalala kung sino. Pero I love what they said. Sabi niya, you don't lose your peace. And this is talking about sin kasi it was in a church setting. You don't lose your peace because of someone else's sin. You lose your peace because of your sin. Meaning, kahit may ginawa siyang hindi maganda, if you don't react in a way that is sinful, destructive, negative, magugulat ka, you actually keep a certain peace. You get affected, pero yung peace mo na sa loob,
Yes.
intact. Pero the moment you respond the wrong way, pati ikaw, you get dragged into that negative, toxic cycle that's happening there. And yun yung gusto natin iwasan. That's why when somebody does something wrong, you look for a solution na long-term, alam mo, hindi to makasira sa relationship. It's just gonna help fix and build yung relationship na ito.
Yes. So, talagang taking pure accountability na hindi porket ginawa niya yon, I also have to do para masaktan siya.
Yeah.
So, checking in yourself, ganyan, and also understanding saan ba talaga nanggagaling yung mga issues so you can come to an understanding how to solve them properly. Okay.
Yeah, and then babalik lang din siya doon last no sa about self-love. Kasi if you're just focused purely on self-love without the intention of okay, I'm doing this so I can love more. Diba? Ang mangyayari talaga, you're just going to be completely defensive.
Yes.
Just thinking about yourself, how to protect yourself, without thinking of ano ba yung long-term effects din nito dito sa relationship nito. So you always have to, may tendencies tayo to focus on ourselves, diba? But we also have to think and expand yung perspective na yun outward and think right
Yes.
away, okay, I'm gonna fix this, improve this, so that I can improve the relationship also in the long run.
Okay. Ang ganda nun kasi nga, it's accepting that we are all human beings and we need connection. That's why we have to build better connection and relationship with other people.
Yes.
Thank you so much po. Ang dami namin
Welcome,
napag-usapan.
welcome.
Grabe. Thank you. Ang dami kong aha moments. So, in case po na people who'd like to reach out to you for relationship coaching advice, ganyan, sessions, and if you have any programs po, ayan, please share it with
Yeah,
us.
well, reach out sa akin at Anton M. Reyes sa Facebook, sa TikTok, Instagram, same lang lahat. Pero pinaka-active ako sa Facebook. Kasi
Yes.
sa edad ko, pang Facebook na.
Face generation.
Pang Facebook lang talaga. Hirap na ako i-manage yung iba. But yeah, Facebook. And then, I also announced my programs there. As of now, I'm going to launch a book.
Yes.
Hopefully by June, okay na siya. No, but just stay tuned for that. It's called Pride Equation.
Yeah. Which is about?
Which is about how pride is the main reason between the conflicts that we have in relationships, the wrong decisions na meron tayo, and a lot of other problems na meron tayo. It's a book that it's a topic that needs to be discussed kasi a lot of
Yes.
people have pride that we are not aware of most of the time, no?
Yeah.
Na nandyan siya.
And I think it really has to be discussed yung pride kasi nga parang minsan hindi tayo aware na meron pala tayo nun. And it damages a lot of relationships.
Yeah.
Ganun. Thank you so much. Thank you so
Welcome
much
and thank you
po.
rin for having me here.
Yeah, and until next time on the Mental Health Ka Dyan podcast, if you have other topics you would like us to discuss here, just comment or just reach out to our social media pages on Facebook, Instagram, and on TikTok. We are there, okay? And also, please share this with a friend who needs to hear this. And until next time on the Mental Health Ka Dyan podcast, bye!